Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. In this video, we will continue where we have left. In the last video, we have seen like how actually we can create a table, how actually we can take the data which is available in our local system. So from the CSV, we were converting into a table, right? So in a databricks, we have actually seen. So in the last video, we have seen if you'll go to the data, so we actually created this employee one and employee two. That actually how actually we can create a table that actually we have already seen. So in this video, what actually we are going to do, we are going to see some of the basic command, and after that we will start a practical our means our project parts. Okay, so let us see and let us revise some of the SQL command and the SQL query so that it will be helpful whenever we will do a project. So what actually I have done, I have created one of the a notebook. Okay, so what actually you have to do, you have to go to the workspace and you have to create a new notebook. Okay, by default I have created one new notebook, that's why I am using this Spark SQL. Okay, so this is the existing notebook and these are the command which we are going to see. Okay, so let us start with. So first thing what we have to do, once you will open your notebook, once you will create a notebook, you have to first select the cluster. Okay, if you haven't created a cluster, what actually you have to go, you have to go to this compute and you have to create a cluster. Okay, once you will create a cluster, then you have to select your cluster. My cluster name is testing, so I have selected. Okay, now if you want to see what are the tables are available in your table in your database, so what command actually we can use, show tables. If you will execute this show tables and if you will run this, okay, shift and enter, if you will press, it will run. Okay, or you can run it from here also, run all. Okay, that is the two way. Once you will execute, you will get to see like we have a database of default and we have a two table name, one is employee one and second is employee two. So okay, let us see how actually we can preview this table. So we have a select command for that. If you will write select star from employee one table, you will get to see the employee one information. Okay, so this is the employee one table which we have. Okay, so with the help of the select statement, you can preview your table. Similarly, if you want to see for the employee 2, the same command employee 2 you have to write and you will get to see employee 2. Okay, now if you will see in employee 1 table, we have a username, salary, location, date and attendance. In a employee 2 table, we have a username and the department location and all. Okay, so this is the information which we have. Now suppose from employee 1 table, if you want to filter the employee whose salary is greater than 10,000. Okay, if you want to filter the record whose salary is greater than 10,000, so in that case how actually you can do, so in that case we actually use a where condition. Okay, so we had to write a same query for the previewing the data, previewing the table employee one, right? And after that, if you will give a where salary greater than 10,000, okay, this will filter where salary greater than 10,000 will give a filter. Salary is our column name and 10,000 is the what we actually giving the filter. If you will do select star, you will get only that record whose salary is greater than 10,000. You can see Raju, Rahul and Kishore whose salary is greater than 10,000. So that is how actually we can use a where condition. Okay, now let's go to the table again. Now in this table we have a US location and we have a India location. Okay, now if you want to know like what is the total salary of the US location and what is the total salary of the India location, so in that case, and you want to group based on the location, so how actually you can find in that kind of the scenario. So for that actually we use a group by. We are actually grouping based on the what actually we are doing, we are doing the sum of the salary and based on the location, right? So location you have to give, and from which table, from employee one table, and we have to group by location. Okay, So what actually it will do, it will group by location, and based on the location what is their sum of the salary it will give. You can see we have India and their sum of salary 65,000. For the US we have a salary of the 10,000, and for the null, as we have a null record also, that is why it is coming as a null, but that also we can handle it. Suppose you want to filter this null records, so for filter we use a where condition, right? So we have to select where location is not null. Okay, is not null, if you will do, it will filter that. Okay, let's execute. You can see now we can see only the India and US, right? Now we have seen like how actually we can filter, how we can group based on the based on the certain columns and all. Okay, now what actually we are going to see now is like, suppose you have a record, right? In this particular table we have a US, we have a India, right? Now what actually we want to do is like, we want to count star of this particular location, how many times the US is there or how many times the India is there, right? So how actually we can do? Okay, first we will understand. If you want to know how many records for the India and how many records for the US is there, so what actually we will do, we will group by the location and based on their count star. Count star will give you how many records are there. Okay, from employee one table, from employee one table from employee one table we are grouping based on the location. Okay, group by one, group by location. Okay, if you will do that, you will get to know you have a India as a 5, US as a 1, and null record is a 5. Okay, now if you want to know only where a record is 4, okay, so in that kind of the scenario we use a having. So if I want to filter of the record, having count star is equal to the 5. So in that kind of the scenario we use a having. Okay, this having will always come after your group by condition. We are actually grouping by location, and after that again we are applying one more condition of the filter, which we are saying like having count star equal to the 4. Okay, that is how actually we can use. Suppose you have you are finding out the duplicate records in your records. So suppose you are doing count star from your employee and you are grouping based on your ID, and if you will do having count star greater than 1, means you will get to know like how many duplicate records are there. So in that kind of scenario this having is very useful. Okay, now let's move, let's see another command. Now in this table we have a salary, right? We have a user, we have name, we have a salary, location, date and all. Now this salary is not in a proper order, like, so if you want to filter and if you want to sort based on the highest salary, how you can do it? In that kind of the scenario we use a order by. So what actually we have to do, select star from employee 1, order by salary. So based on the salary column I am ordering. Now if you will do that, as we have a sum of the null records order, so what actually we will do, we will try to filter it out also. So before that let's try to see order by salary. What actually I will do, I will do based on the descending. By default it is ascending order, I will do a descending. Okay, let me execute. Now you can see in when I did a descending, the salary of the 20,000, and after that the 20,000, after the 15,000, after the 10,000, after the 10,000, this kind of the scenario, and based on the salary actually it's sorted out. So that is how actually we can use the order by. Now if you want to sort based on the user, that also you can do. Order by user, suppose order by user I am sorting, you can see 5 4 3 2 1, and that is how actually for the sorting purpose we use the order by. Okay, now let's see like how actually we can use this like command. So suppose you want I'm writing one query, select star from employee where name start with where their name start with R. So how actually you can find? What actually we have to do? Select star from reply, as we are filtering the name, where name like, okay, it should start with R. Okay, if you will give like this and if you will execute, it should be employee one table, right? Where name like percent R. Okay, so percent R, because percent we have selected it first, right? So at the last, if you can see, if the name is ending with a R, so this percent is working. If I will put percent after that R, you will get whose name is start with R. You can see Raju and Rahul. It got filtered. R percent means it is starting with R and after that any character. Okay, and if I will put like this, means it will end with R, before that any character it can be. So that is how actually the like works. Okay, now what actually we will do, we will see a sum of the aggregation function. Suppose you have to find out the maximum salary of the employee. Okay, this is you, we have a table. So for that maximum salary from a employee one, you can use a directly max function. Okay, similarly you can use a minimum also if you want to find out the minimum of the salary. Okay, and suppose if you want to know the sum of all the salary from the employee, for that you can use a sum function which is available. Okay, so these are the aggregate function and by default function which is available, which we can directly use it, and this is very useful also. Okay, so these are the aggregation function which we have to remember. Okay, now let us see how we can use a CT view table, how we can create a view and a row number and all. Okay, now what actually I have done, select star from employee, I want to filter whose salary is greater than 10,000, right? So if I will write this query, okay, so I will get this record whose salary is greater than 10,000. Okay, now after that what actually I want, uh, again I want to filter some kind of things, like I want to filter whose username is 4. Okay, so how actually we can use the city, we will see. For cities the syntax is like with city s. Okay, and after that you just have to group it. Okay, it will be kind of the view will create it. Now if you will do select star from city, okay, so you will get the same record, because what actually you have done, this is a particular query. For this particular query we have given one name as a CTE. If you want you can give your name also instead of CTE. So whatever the query we are writing, for this particular query we are giving one name, that is a CTE, and after that we are actually querying into this CTE. If I will do select user from CTE, I will get only the username from this record. Okay, that is how actually it is very useful CTE. What actually we will do, if you are writing a very complex query, just give your complex query to one name and you can directly query on that particular view or name. Okay, so that is how actually the CTE works. Okay, now similarly CTE, what actually we can do, so this is the particular view we have, right? Select star from employee salary greater than 10,000. If I want, if so all the time what actually I have to do, I have to write this query and I have to write this filter condition. And suppose if I am handling null condition, then again I have to give and user is not null. Suppose this kind of the things are there. Okay, so all the time I have to write this in same kind of condition. Instead of that I can create one view for this. Okay, so the syntax is like create or replace temporary view I am creating. create or replace view and the view name you have to give. Filter view, any name you can give. Okay, and after that as. Okay, if you will give that and if you will execute, it will create one view, filter view. Now after that, if you will query with this name filter view, you will get the information about this particular view. Now you do not have to write this query again and again. You can directly use this filter view name and you can query that. So that is how actually the view is we use. Similarly, instead of view, we can also create a table. The syntax is same: create or replace table and the table name. Okay, so it will create one table, temporary table, create or replace table, and in this particular table actually we can query that. So it created one table. So let's start from filter window. We will get the table information. Okay, now let's see some of the analytics function. Okay, so we have a table. Okay, so let's start from employee 1. Okay, now what actually I want to do, how actually we can use a row number. Okay, so what actually I am doing, the syntax is like select row number. Okay, after that we have to use over and we have to use a order by. Suppose I am using order by the salary and the ESC. Okay, and the partition by order by salary descending only I am doing, and because I am selecting all the records also, you can give alias as rn from employee 1. Now if you will do that, if you will execute this query, what actually it will happen, just see. So what actually it is doing, this is the record which we have. Okay, order by salary descending, this salary 20,000 actually it order. Okay, 20,000, 20,000, 15, 10 and 10, and it is giving one rank also, name rank 1. For 20,000 is rank 1, this 20,000 is rank 2, for 15,000 it is a rank 3, 10,000 is a rank 4, and this is 10,000 is rank 5, 6, 7. Based on the order by, it is giving one rank. Okay, now if what actually I want to do, I want to partition based on the location also. If you want to group by also based on the location, you have to use partition by. Okay, if you will execute this kind of the query, now you will get to see all the nulls are coming first. Okay, so based on this all the null value, it actually assigned one rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that our actual record is starting, right? So for this 2 record, it is giving one record. For this record, for this India also it is second, for India also it is third, for India also fourth, and for the US it is again start 1. So based on the location actually it is giving a rank. Okay, because we have partition based on the location. All the null records based on their rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that all the India record and based on their rank 1, 2, 3, 4, and after that the US and their rank 1. Okay, so that is how we can use a row number. Now we also have a lag and lead. So how actually we can use a lag and lead? If you, instead of using a, suppose you have a table. Okay, this is the table you have. Okay, now I want one more record, one more column which actually will tell the previous salary. So if you can see 10,000 in 20,000, the previous salary is 10,000. For this 10,000, previous salary is 20,000. For 15,000, the previous salary is 10,000, right? The previous record, if you want to know in a separate column, for that we use a lag. Okay, the syntax I will show you. Select, instead of lag you have to use salary. Okay, over order by salary, the descending from employee 1. Now what actually it will do? Okay, the previous the first record, the previous record, there is no previous record, that's why it is giving us a null. Now for this, the previous salary is 20,000, that's why it is giving a 20,000. For this 15,000, the previous salary is 20,000, so that's why it is giving 20,000. For 10,000, the previous salary is 15,000, so in this column it is giving 15,000. For 10,000, the previous salary is 10,000, that's why it is giving 10,000. For this null record, the previous salary is 10,000, that's why it is giving a 10,000. Okay, similarly, like you can use, if you want to know the next record, for that you have to use a lead. Okay, for 20,000, the next record is 20,000, that's why it is giving 20,000. For this 20,000, next record is 15,000, that's why it is giving 15,000. For this 15,000, next record is 10,000, that's why it is giving a 10,000. So that is how actually it works. Okay, so this is the basic command which actually I am saying, because next we are going to do a project, so that it will be very helpful for you to revise this. Okay, yeah. Now if you will see, so tables, we have again created one view and one table, right? So you can see the filter view is also is coming as a table name. Okay, that's it in this video.